This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Good Monday evening here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Braden Butler today filling in for Tel Tanner for the Lancer Locker. Your weekly wrap-up of Lancer athletics around Mount Marty University. Volleyball going to be a topic of discussion today. All GPAC teams were announced here recently. For the first time since the mid-2000s, a Lancer volleyball player has been named All GPAC First Team. Congratulations to Julia Weber. We'll hear from her, as well as All GPAC Second Team member Caitlin Gunther and head coach Sophia Lobo-Pais in our interview segments today. We're also taking a look at a week of Lancer basketball results from last Wednesday and this past Saturday, as well as a look at tomorrow night's doubleheader with Concordia for the Lancer men and women. Should be a great Lancer Locker today. KYNT, KYN-TV. When we come back, we're going to get things started with Sophia Lobo-Pais and Julia Weber. I had a chance to talk to them earlier today here live in KYNT studios. So we'll hear from them when we come back. You're listening to the Lancer Locker, KYNT, KYN-TV.
A big thank you from Mount Marty University to one of Yankton's greatest employers and friend of the community, Aztec. They're very proud to support the Mount Marty Lancers. The vision at Aztec is to build industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. And you can build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Best wishes, Mount Marty, from your friends at Aztec.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
The holidays are a time to reflect on what matters most. At Parker of Yankton, we are powered by the hard work of our employees, the loyalty of our customers, and the support of our community. Together, we're engineering success like never before. Looking to start the new year with a career where you're valued and appreciated? Join the Parker team today. Visit parker.com to apply. From all of us at Parker of Yankton, thank you for making this year unforgettable.
Parker, engineering your success.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Parker of Yankton.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more, all at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, bison, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. The Meat Lodge in Yankton on the way to the lake on Highway 52. For more, call 689-3000 or go to themeatlodge.com.
Welcome back in here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT and KYN-TV. We're talking Mount Marty volleyball. We're speaking to the head coach, Sophia Lobo-Pais, and the senior setter. Also did a little outside hitting, also did a lot of things for the Mount Marty volleyball program in Julia Weber, the first team all GPAC member for the Lancers since the mid-2000s. Looking at the Lancer volleyball season as a whole before we get into those interviews, 12-16 record overall, 5-11 in GPAC play, and a GPAC tournament appearance in the second season under Sophia Lobo-Pais as head coach. It was a 3-0 sweep in the GPAC tournament for Northwestern. That's the top-seeded Northwestern Red Raiders. It was a tough matchup in the opening round of the tournament for the Lancers. Successful season, still room to grow, but very clear improvement from year to year over the last couple years for the Mount Marty Lancers. Let's hear it from Sophia Lobo-Pais herself, the head coach, and senior setter Julia Weber, all GPAC first team honoree this year. Here's that interview now from earlier today. Braden Butler here on the Lancer Locker, KYNT, KYN-TV. It's time to start talking about Mount Marty volleyball here, wrapping up their season not too long ago, but big news, all GPAC teams came out here recently, and we have an all GPAC first team member in the building, only second one in program history. Julia Weber in here, as well as head coach Sophia Lobo-Pais. But Julia, we're going to kick things off right with you. What are your just initial reactions being named first team all GPAC, knowing that's a pretty historical feat for the Mount Marty program?
Yeah, I guess that has kind of always been one of my goals. I feel like I've been climbing and getting close, and so it's good to just kind of finish out that way. But I think it's just a really testament to our team and what we did this year. I wouldn't have been able to get that honor if it wasn't for how well we did as a team. So, yeah.
And sticking to things on the court itself, you're a very versatile player. I think you were top 5 in almost every stat category: kills, digs, assists, blocks. I don't know, aces probably as well. I've made the joke to tell I wouldn't be surprised if you drove the bus to road games since you just do it all for the team. But so what kind of talk about your versatility on the floor? Because I know originally you were more of an outside hitter, but switching here as of late to being that hybrid with a setter and outside hitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think something about me is I just really want to win. So I know it was at the beginning, and I kind of talked to Sophia about this too. I did miss hitting a lot, but ultimately I really just wanted to win. So whatever it took to get there was what I was going to do, and I was just going to do my best at it, whatever it was.
Now, taking it off the court a little bit, you're South Dakota, not fairly local, Emory. I don't know. I'm not originally from around here, so I don't know how far that is exactly off the top of my head. But what kind of started your journey? I know you've wrapped up your volleyball career now, but how did this whole thing get started coming to Mount Marty, and then some of your favorite parts of being part of this Lancer program?
Yeah, so coming to Mount Marty, I guess I knew that I wanted a smaller school. I went to a small high school, so I knew that I kind of wanted the same thing in a college. And Mount Marty, I guess, was just kind of the perfect distance away. It wasn't too far, not too close. I still have a bunch of family come and support me, and I'm able to go home like on weekends if I want to, but it's also not like 10 minutes away from home, so it's a good distance. And I guess when I came on my visit, it just felt like the right place. All the girls and the coaches and everything was just kind of falling into place, so I knew that it was the right pick for me. And then I guess just my career here at Mount Marty has meant everything to me. I think the biggest thing is just like how I've grown as a person. And so many people have like poured into me here, and so it's just an amazing experience, and I'm so blessed with so many memories and friends here.
And then you mentioned blessed with friends as well. Who are some of those people that you've gotten really close to? Anybody you want to shout out on the team that's going to be with you now every step of the way after college?
Yeah, so I would just say probably like my senior class, just because they've been with me through all 4 years. Molly, Mia, and then Gabby too. And then I would just say like Kate too. We were captains together this year, so I think that brought us closer together. We kind of had similar goals and everything. So, and then Addie too. She's a junior too, but the whole team really. I think I got a lot closer this year with some of the girls than I feel like I did in previous years. So.
Yeah, I come from covering high school athletes, so usually when I ask them this next question, they freeze in the headlights. They don't really have a plan for the future. But what does the future hold for Julia Weber now that you're going to be, I assume, graduating this coming spring and going on about your life? Yeah.
So I'm going to USD for the occupational therapy program, so I'll be there for 3 years after this.
Well, as a former Coyote, I'm always happy for people going to USD, so that's good to hear. And that's still fairly close here. That's only 25 miles here, so anybody that you've met or know from Yankton will be able to travel and see them. And then it's not too far from at home, I bet either.
Yeah.
So what led to that to go to USD? I'm sorry, we're getting off the topic of volleyball here, but what led to the decision to go to USD there? Just the program, or?
Well, so I am on my third major actually, so it kind of took me a while to get to that decision. But again, with that, like everything just started to fall into place. And so I guess that was just kind of why I went there. I knew I wanted to go somewhere somewhat close. I didn't want to go too far away. And I know a couple people who are in the program now, and they really enjoyed it. So.
And then final question for you, Julia, is just, do you have a favorite memory either this year or just throughout your career at Mount Marty, or just, if it's too tough to pick, I understand, but.
Honestly, just kind of this whole season in general, I would say would probably be my favorite. We went to some like fun tournaments this year at the beginning of the season that we got to do some fun things around like Milwaukee. That was really fun. And I don't know, I guess just the whole season seeing us grow and seeing our work finally pay off and making it to the tournament. So just this whole season, honestly, in general.
Well, thanks for coming in this morning and talking, Julia. We're going to switch gears here and talk now to your head coach, Sophia Lobo Pais, and Coach Lobo Pais, or just Coach Pais. What would you prefer? I probably should have asked that before we got on.
No,
here,
whatever you prefer. It doesn't matter.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming on, and a successful season, GPAC tournament appearance, ended up falling to the 1 seed in the GPAC quarterfinals, but year 2 for you, right at the helm for Mount Marty. I know you were here as an assistant before, but what have you seen from this team as it seems to continue to grow towards the future with you?
I think that we're all really hungry, to make a statement that we can compete on the GPAC. I think that last year we were close and ended up falling short a little bit at the end of the season, which, is part of it, right? Sports, plus we were a really young team, and I think that this year we were able to accomplish our goal to make it, to conference. That was something that we always talked about it. So I'm really proud for that, really excited for the future. Now that we achieved this goal, right, we're going to build for the future. So I'm just really proud of everything that we achieved, and really excited for next fall with the momentum from this past fall. So
I know Julia talked a little about her senior class, or her co-seniors, however you want to word that. Not great at wordsmithing today, I guess, but I digress. It's not a huge senior class, though, for you. So a lot of players coming back for next year. How important is that for the cohesion of the team, that you can bring back a lot of your valuable players?
Yeah, no, I think that's really important. Like I said, last year we were mainly freshmen and sophomores, so overall a really young team. And then this year we were mainly sophomores and juniors. So I think it'll be interesting to see next year that we're going to mainly be juniors and seniors, more experienced overall, a couple of, spring seasons and fall seasons under our belt. So I think that would be really exciting to, have majority of the team coming back. However, I will say that even though it's not a big class per se for number-wise, I think it is a big class on the leadership aspect. I think that the past 2 senior class that I graduated were they set the foundation of leadership on the program. They have been here since pretty much I've been here. I used to joke with the previous senior class that I was a freshman with them, right? And I think that that's when we really started to change things, and then they made the foundation this senior class, last year's senior class, to, for us to build on. So I'm really excited. Hopefully, now the juniors that are becoming senior on the program are going to take the leadership and pay off the same leadership that they have to the new incoming freshmen and sophomores.
I know we just talked to Julia about Julia for about 5 or 6 minutes there, but now I'd like you to talk about Julia. As senior leader on this team, does it all. What is that like as a coach, having somebody who, as she put it, just wanted to win and was willing to do anything for you on the floor?
Yeah, again, showing that leadership aspect. I think that Julie's probably one of the most selfless and the epitome of a good teammate. I think that I knew she was missing hitting this year, but unfortunately with our situation, losing a great setter from last year, she stepped up and did a phenomenal job, and she did it for the team. And at the end over there, we started running a 6-2, which again, she did a really good job setting and hitting. But I think that what she did a really good job of was, if you look at our stats, everybody kind of has close to the same amount of kills, right? So I think that it shows that she ran the offense really well, and she spread the game pretty well, giving the best opportunity for everybody. And as a setter, that's what you want, right? But I think that not only that, coming every day into practice and giving 100% at a position she hadn't really played since her freshman year, right, where she set for us a little bit, it shows that she is willing to put the team before her. And, and I think that when you play a team sport, it's what it's all about. We're all here for, of course, to get an education, but for specifically talking about volleyball, we're all here to win and compete. And I think that everybody needs to give 100% regardless if they're stepping on the court or if they don't step at all on the court. Everybody has a role to play. And I think that she showed that brilliantly. And there's, no other person that I would think to be a best captain with Kate this year. Like, I think I agree with her. I think she grew up so much as a person. Julie's a quiet person. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think that more and more she came out of her shell. She always led by example, but I think that she's becoming more comfortable with her words, and I think that she's somebody that when she talks, everybody listens. And I think that her step into the role of becoming a setter, she had to do that a little bit more, and I think she did a phenomenal job. So really happy, really grateful to have Julia these past 4 years. It's a shame she's graduating. I would love to have at least another season with her. I think that we could go pretty far if we had that year, that 5th year, possible year. But yeah, no, I'm really happy for her. I think whatever she does in life, she's going to be phenomenal. And anybody that it's lucky to work with her, it will, be really grateful as we are to have her a part of the volleyball family.
With the way college athletics are going, you could probably find 2 or 3 extra years of eligibility if you tried hard enough these days. But I assume that some of those avenues have tried to be exhausted, but I know you're probably ready to go on to USD, as you mentioned, studying for occupational therapy. Another player I want to ask you about, Coach, is Caitlin Gunther, all GPAC second team. We're going to be talking to her later on over the phone here for the Lancer Locker. So talk about her, a fairly local kid. And you can throw a rock and almost hit Crofton from the river here in Yankton. So getting her into town, a tall player and a young player who seems to continue to keep growing.
Yeah, no, Caitlin is phenomenal. We're lucky that she's just a sophomore. She is already phenomenal, but I cannot even see her ceiling, and that's a great thing because she just works so hard and she can improve still so much at already being at a very high level. Caitlin works really hard, and I can go and talk to her and give her feedback, and I can see her, if we're doing a drill that she's out, I can see her on her own correcting the, whatever I tell her. She doesn't shorten herself in reps. She's always, asking questions, wanting to learn. There's nothing that I've ever asked her that I didn't see her putting in the work. I think that she's kind of like Julie. I think she's a little bit more on the quiet side. But I think that people already look up to her, and I see her, becoming that upper level classman. And I know she's so grateful for the leadership she had here the past 2 years that I know that she'll do everything that she can to pay forward for the new freshmen and sophomores. So she's somebody that I see growing a lot within herself and then on the volleyball court. So I'm really excited to hit the gym in the spring, of course, with the entire volleyball team, but with her too, I'm excited to see how much more she can grow. So.
And then as final question for you, looking back at this season as a whole, is there a moment or a stretch of games that you're most proud of as a coach, of seeing how your team performed, or maybe even a practice that was a favorite moment for you or anything like that?
That's a tough question. I think that honestly, every year that I've been here, it becomes my favorite year just because of, again, how much we have been accomplishing every year and how hungry we are to keep improving. And as a coach, that's all you can ask for. But I think that this year we've played some games at a really high level that I haven't seen in the past years here. And I think that makes me so proud and just so excited to see what we can do and what we are going to do in the future. I can think of a few games, but if I have to think of one specific moment, I think it was the date that we found out our senior day. We never won a senior day since I've been here in Mount Marty, so that was really special. I think that senior day overall is already very emotional. You're going to remember that day for the rest of your life. So I'm really happy that we were able to do that for our seniors. But after that game, I knew that if we would have won that game, we were going to make it to postseason regardless of the results of the last game on Tuesday, just of how, the schedule and the standing were situations. So I think that was a really special moment to have the home court win, senior day, plus knowing that we did our job and we made it into postseason. That was one of our goals for the season. So that was a really special day for me.
I'd like to thank you both for coming in and taking time to talk here for the Lancer Locker. That's head coach Sophia Lobo-Pais and setter, outside hitter, a little bit of everything, Julia Weber. First team all GPAC is probably what we should lead with for the future. But thank you guys both for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Big thank you to both Julia Weber and Sophia Lobo-Pais for coming in and talking to me here for Lancer Locker here on KYNT and KYN TV. We have one more volleyball interview, and it's coming to you after this break. I had a chance to speak to Caitlin Gunther over the phone. She was all GPAC second team honoree. We're going to hear from her when we come back. This is the Lancer Locker, KYNT, KYN TV.
When First Dakota National Bank created Dakota Mac in 1993, we knew we could offer ag producers something few other banks dared to: long-term, fixed-rate loans for ag real estate refinances and purchases. Today, we go by Landera, and we provide the same great service and even more banking options to help your operation thrive for generations to come. Banking evolves. Trust endures. Landera, a division of First Dakota National Bank.
Hi, I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate. Buying or selling a home can be complicated, but with 20 years of experience, I'm here to put you at ease and make the process as easy as possible. We offer moving boxes and the use of our courtesy trailer to make your real estate journey a smooth one. Call me, Deb Speck, with Vision Real Estate. 605-664-5555.
Busch Light, the perfect companion for hunting season. Because let's be honest, the stories, the laughs, and that first cold sip are half the reason you head out before sunrise. Whether you bag a trophy or just some good memories, make sure there's a Busch Light waiting at the end of the day. It's the beer that fits right in with early mornings, muddy boots, and tall tales of the ones that got away. Busch Light, brewed for hunters and storytellers.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Welcome back in here on the Lancer Locker, KYNT and KYN TV. We already heard from head coach Sophia Lobo-Pais and senior setter Julia Weber about their season this past year, fall, well, just wrapping up for Mount Marty volleyball. Now we'll hear from Caitlin Gunther. Got a chance to talk to her over the phone as a sophomore, all GPAC second team honoree for the middle hitter. Let's go to the interview now with the sophomore, Caitlin Gunther. Braden Butler here on the Lancer Locker, filling in for Tel Tanner this afternoon, evening, depending on who you ask. But we got Caitlin Gunther on the phone right now with Mount Marty Volleyball, talking about her impressive sophomore season, getting named all GPAC second team as a sophomore. That is a fantastic accomplishment, Caitlin. And before we get into that, how are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for asking.
It's great having you on here for the Lancer Locker. I know you're a fairly local athlete. I know Crofton ain't too far from Yankton. Crofton's football team earlier today, as this is airing, played in the state championship, ended up as the state runners-up for football over in Lincoln. But Crofton and Mount Marty pipeline has been kind of growing throughout a variety of sports. So what kind of led to your decision to come to Mount Marty here in Yankton?
So I've always known I wanted to stay pretty close to home. I didn't quite think it would be that close, but it worked out pretty great. Mount Marty has some amazing education programs, and so I'm actually majoring in elementary education, and so that was a big factor. And then the coaching staff that reached out to me with the volleyball team was just super welcoming. The team environment that they foster is just amazing, and yeah, I felt like it would just be a great fit for me.
Yeah, you just wrapped up your second season on the court for the Lancers, and obviously we've talked about it already, but all GPAC second team as a sophomore is a very impressive accomplishment for you and for the program as a whole. So what were your initial reactions when you learned that you were named all conference?
To be honest, I found out because of some of my teammates sending it to me or like congratulating me. And I think that just goes to show the team that we have. We're always supporting each other. We're always putting each other first. Honestly, I was just excited for the team to have a couple of us mentioned and like honored for what we were able to do on the court. But it's so much more than just the ones that were recognized. It truly is a whole team unit.
Now, earlier on today, I had a chance to talk to your head coach, Sophia Lobo-Pais, and Julia Weber, who was really doing it all for the team out there this year, but primarily as a setter. What was it like having someone like Julia who, as a senior and the senior class as a whole, a group of girls to lead you guys throughout the season and try to grow from there?
Yeah, our leadership from the seniors and honestly the whole team was just amazing. It's going to be really hard not having them there next year, but they were always willing to step into whatever position was needed of them. Obviously, Julia was our leading attacker last year, and this year setting for us. It just goes to show how versatile she is and how willing she is to do whatever the team needs.
I know obviously you mentioned Julia's versatility out there. You're pretty versatile yourself, playing out on the floor, both on the attack and defensively, leading the team in kills and blocks, total blocks this year. Just under 100 blocks for you, nearing 300 kills. So what is your mentality like out there on the floor to be able to offensively and defensively be a difference maker?
Honestly, this spring season was huge for me. Just recognizing how much confidence that the team has in me really gave I was able to have that confidence in myself, which in the past I had struggled with. So the team definitely was a huge factor for that. And then them being able to make plays makes it available for us players to get those kills and blocks. So I would definitely say the confidence was huge this year.
As you recently closed the book on your sophomore season, you still got a couple years left at the collegiate level, and depending on eligibility rules these days, you could have as many as you want, I assume. So what are some goals for you personally and as a team as you head into your junior year next fall?
Yeah, so I've never been a super vocal leader, so that's definitely something that the coaches want me to do as I become an upperclassman. We definitely have some big shoes to fill with our seniors that are leaving, but yeah, I would say that's a major thing I would like to improve on.
One final question here for you before I let you go, Caitlin, is there a moment this season that you're most proud of, or maybe a favorite memory from your sophomore year at Mount Marty?
To be honest, as sad as the last game was for us, just knowing that our seniors were done, in the locker room after that game, just recognizing the importance of our team being a family, that really stood out to me. It was very emotional, but very good, and it was just so special to experience this whole season with the team that we had.
Well, Caitlin, I'd like to thank you for taking some time to talk today for the Lancer Locker. Congratulations on a very successful sophomore year for Mount Marty Volleyball, and excited to see you and the team grow in the future.
Thank you so much.
Big thank you once again to Caitlin for taking time out of her day to talk to me over the phone here for KYNT and KYN-TV for the Lancer Locker. The future is bright for this Lancer volleyball program, and Gunther's going to be a big part of that over the next couple seasons. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to look at Mount Marty men's and women's basketball, their results from this past week as the ball has got rolling, so to speak, in GPAC play. That's all coming up here in a couple minutes on the Lancer Locker, KYNT, KYN-TV.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, 1919.
Brad's mind is blown.
Just found out I can add any kind of cheese to my Runza sandwich. Swiss, American, pepper jack.
You're in charge of the cheese.
I'm my own man now.
The big cheese.
Gonna start making my own decisions.
The chief chooser of cheese.
Yes, please.
So much power. Get your next Runza sandwich made to order. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Now is the perfect time to refresh your home with new styles from Slumberland Furniture. Discover fresh arrivals in home accessories, from cozy throws and accent pillows to stylish poops, wall art, and decor that ties your whole room together. Whether you're giving one space a quick update or reimagining your entire home, Slumberland has the pieces that make it feel brand new. And right now, enjoy 36 months no interest financing. See Slumberland Furniture in Yankton for details.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Welcome back in here, KYNC, KYNTV. This is the Lancer Locker. Big thank you to Sophia Lobo Pies, head coach for the Mount Marty volleyball program, and two of her athletes, first team All GPAC honoree Julia Weber in her senior season, and second team GPAC honoree for Caitlin Gunther in her sophomore year. Both of them taking time today to talk to us here for the Lancer Locker as well. Let's start talking basketball, men's and women's basketball. Both teams playing a couple games this past week in GPAC play. We'll start with the women's basketball team, and it's a pair of wins for the Lancers. Dominant last Wednesday, 76-37 over Midland University. Alexis Motley leading the charge, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. All over the stat sheet for Alexis Motley for her double-double. Lacey Sprockle almost grabbed a double-double as well with 12 points and 9 rebounds. Building off of that win on Wednesday, the Lancer women would then go to Sioux City, Iowa on Saturday and defeat the Morningside Mustangs in an overtime thriller. Lacey Sprockle, 28 points and 7 rebounds to lead the way. Kayla Martinez, 5 for 8 from 3 for Martinez, 4 rebounds, 18 points, 1 steal, and 4 assists. Those two kind of the top tandem for the Lancers in their 86-83 win over the Morningside Mustangs on Saturday. That improves the Lancers to 6-1 overall, 2-1 in conference play, and their only loss of the season is to the number 1 ranked team in the NAIA in the Dordt Defenders. Switching gears now and talking Mount Marty men's basketball, they also picked up a win in Fremont on Wednesday, 75-52 over the Midland Warriors. Sutton Aaron led the way, 18 points, 4 rebounds for him, 14 points, 8 assists for Deegan Williams, nearly a double-double. And then Jake Jensen and Damon Opdahl each had 12 points for the Lancers. That was back on Wednesday, defeating Midland 75-52. The Lancers would stumble for the first time in GPAC play on Saturday, however, an 86-63 loss to a tough Morningside Mustangs team. 14 points, 5 rebounds for Sutton Aaron to lead the way, 12 points each from Jake Jensen and Deegan Williams, and then 10 points from Damon Opdahl in the loss. Morningside was led by Alex Wilcoxon, 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists for him. That made the Lancers 2-1 in conference play, 3-5 overall. That's some basketball results from earlier this week here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT and KYNTV. We're going to take one final break here on the Locker, and when we come back, we're going to wrap things up here today. This is the Lancer Locker, KYNT, KYNTV. Back in a couple minutes to wrap things up.
In nearly every family's lineage, there's a tie to agriculture. It's a legacy reflected in how we raise our kids, help our neighbors, and respect what we have. Farmers Union Insurance was built on that legacy. And while our roots are in agriculture, our protection has grown to include home, auto, business, health, and life. Protect your legacy. Farmers Union Insurance.
Call Brendan Hansen and Brandon Tykrow or visit them at Suite 101B Morgan Square in Yankton.
Long day, good day, either way, Yankton Pizza Ranch makes it easy. Our buffet is always ready with fresh pizzas, mouth-watering desserts, and the country's best chicken. No waiting, no stress, just grab a plate and enjoy. So when you need comfort made simple, make today a buffet day at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Buffet every day from 11 to 8.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to Pizza Ranch.
Whoa, that's good.
Sherco, the industry leader in tarping, has done it again with the release of the all-new Sherlock E-Series electric tarp. The E-Series features fully assembled front and rear arm, a pre-wired sealed control box, and Sherco's exclusive SmartWire sealed harness for quick and easy installation. Operate the E-Series with the SureLink EZR remote or by your smartphone using the SureLink app. Add more time to your day with the Sherlock E-Series. To learn more, contact your authorized Sherco distributor or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYNTV for the Lancer Locker. One last thing to do to wrap things up is look at men's and women's basketball. Their schedules for this coming week. It starts tomorrow night, a home doubleheader at Charlie Bender Court inside Laddie E. Simple Arena in Yankton. They're taking on the Concordia Bulldogs. Concordia University making the trip from Seward for this GPAC doubleheader. The women play first at 6 p.m. with the men to follow. Pre-game coverage right here on KYNT and on KYN TV will begin at 5:15 tomorrow evening with Tel Tanner on the call. After that, for the women, they don't have another game until December 3rd when they travel to Omaha to take on the College of St. Mary. So Concordia, the last game for over a week for the Mount Marty Lancers women's team. As for the men's team, they're going on a little road trip over Thanksgiving. They got St. Ambrose University on Saturday in Davenport, Iowa. That's at 2 p.m. They got Grandview University on Sunday at 4 p.m., also in Des Moines, Iowa, but also in Iowa. And then they travel to Wichita, Kansas for an exhibition game with the Wichita State Shockers on December 2nd. So that's a good run of games for Mount Marty University. Tel Tanner is hitting the road, packing his bags with the team for all those games. So tomorrow night, Lancer men take on Concordia following the women's game of their GPAC doubleheader. Then Saturday afternoon, St. Ambrose University in Davenport. Sunday afternoon, Grandview University in Des Moines. And then next Tuesday evening at Wichita State for an exhibition game in Wichita, Kansas. A packed week of Lancer basketball coming up on KYNT and KYN TV. The next home game after tomorrow night for Mount Marty men's basketball will be December 6th in that men's and women's doubleheader against Briar Cliff. Big thank you again to all of our guests for joining us today on Lancer Locker. That is head coach Sophia Lobo Pies of Mount Marty women's volleyball, and two of her stellar athletes, all GPAC first team member Julia Weber and all GPAC second team member Caitlin Gunther. I've been Braden Butler filling in today for Tel Tanner, and this has been the Lancer Locker. Until next time, go out and support the Lancers and all Lancer athletics. Stay safe, be good people, and have a great Monday night, everybody. We'll talk at you later.